For this daunting project, you're going to need a few things. The first is some EVA floor mat foam. I bought it on eBay. It was pretty cheap. You're also going to need some contact cement and a cutting tool of choice. So I started out by making this pattern. This is for the shoulder piece, and just cutting it out. To make the patterns, you basically just have to keep looking at your reference material, in which case is the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, as you can see in this picture, and just kind of add down measurements as you think they might fit. My recommendation from doing this is to always make your measurements a bit bigger than you need it, because you can always cut it down, which you'll see I do later, but you can't really add foam onto something that you've cut too much off of. So right now I'm working on the little hand pieces. There's armor on his gloves. I really underestimated the amount of foam I would be using for this project. At first in my head I was just like, oh, it's just a couple of arm pieces, a couple of leg pieces, that's it. Nope, this is way more effort than I thought. So I'm actually taking an artist's choice to not do the chest neck armor thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi has. In some of the pictures I've seen, he doesn't really have it on, so I'm deciding not to do it because I just don't think I have the skills to do that justice yet. Maybe in the future I'll add it, but for now I'm not. As you can see, over the past minute, I've just been cutting more and more pieces of foam. Now I'm doing some of the legs. These are really hard because your leg tapers, and so getting the measurements just right was weird. I actually had to change the measurements later on, which you'll see, but I just cut a whole bunch of stuff out. Now I have a heat gun. I'm outside because the foam smells really bad when you burn it, and I'm just rolling it, and I'm heating it up, getting it soft, and then rolling it so it would conform to my arm or to my leg or to my shoulder. Now I'm adding contact cement. This is weird, I've never used it before. I've never done any of this before, but you have to glue it on, and then you let it sit for 20 minutes, and then you come back, which you'll see, and you stick them together, which I conveniently did off screen so you can see that I messed up all the seams. But you kind of stick it together and then it permanently holds, so you basically get one shot. And if you mess up, oh well. This clip is actually a couple days later. Now what I'm actually doing is I'm trimming the pieces of foam down to size. I know I made them too big, so now I'm actually going intricately, putting it on my arm, measuring it, putting it on my arm, measuring it, and cutting it down to size. Right here I'm kind of scraping it down. You can't really see it, but I have a file, and I'm scraping down the edges of the foam to make sure that they're actually nice and soft, and then I just hit them with a heat gun to kind of melt away all the little fuzzles that you get from using cheap foam you bought online. But this was pretty easy, it was pretty straightforward, it was just a lot of work. Don't burn your fingers, the heat gun is really hot, hence the heat part of it. This, I'm using the high-tech method of a nail and a candle to kind of melt the detailed lines into the leg armor. Here I'm drilling holes into the open seam of the armor so I can lace it up when I actually want to put the armor on. I can't keep it one whole piece. I can't close it and glue it, because then I physically could not put these things on. So that's it. The foam armor is done. Now in the next video, which you can click on the link somewhere if it's uploaded, I will be painting them, and the paint will hopefully cover up any parts that I messed up. I will see you then. Thank you for watching.